Mount Carmel Center, a monastery and retreat house of the Discalced Carmelite Friars. Located just southwest of Dallas, Mount Carmel is a wonderful retreat center that is open to anyone with a desire to grow and learn from the rich Carmelite tradition of prayer and contemplation. Mount Carmel attracts people from many Christian denominations who are seeking guidance in the life of prayer and who wish to join others in search of the absolute.
Even though it's in the heart of Dallas, it's really special. The quiet, the peacefulness, the reflection time, the wisdom that comes to you when you're here is like no other. So I enjoy Mount Carmel Center. I love it. And I come here as often as I can.
The moment I came through those gates, I was just fascinated. It was a hidden, just a hidden treat, and I didn't know what to expect. I heard a retreat center, so I just knew Father Stephen lived here. That was it. And but driving up, I remember vividly coming up the driveway, and beside the tall grass and the overgrown brush that we were here to clean up, I just seen this building just alone in this field, and it's amazing how I associate that with just peacefulness, because that's the first sense of peacefulness that I had in my spiritual journey.
I think their best quality isn't even in their retreats, it's in the silence. And that's really where you find God. That's where you find the Lord, you know.
It's a spiritual, it's like a sacred beauty. You come here and it's just, you know, I didn't know there was so much value in silence and in prayer and really understanding prayer and in communication. So it's been really good for me.
No other organization in this area of the country provides quite the same level of serious reflection on the life of contemplative prayer and the works of the great Carmelite doctors. The vision of Mount Carmel is to be a peaceful reflection of the kingdom of heaven so that all achieve intimacy with Christ, integrate spirit, mind, and body, live compassionate, prayerful, and hopeful lives, and fulfill their role in God's plan. Mount Carmel Center is a vibrant Carmelite monastery which nurtures spiritual growth and formation in the Christian community through retreats, conferences, and ministry to parishes. In all that we do, Mount Carmel will maintain a praying presence in the world, live in gratitude for God's providence, treat all with compassion and confidentiality, revere God's work in personal journeys, share the wisdom of the Carmelite saints, and be faithful to the spirituality of the Discalced Carmelite tradition.
The beginning of the Carmelite order has its roots in the Holy Land on Mount Carmel itself, when the Crusaders began to gather together there at Mount Carmel and wanted to live a life of community. And so they went to the Patriarch of Jerusalem, Albert of Jerusalem, and asked him for a rule to live by, and that was in 1207. Then we spread from the Holy Land into Europe, and then throughout Europe, Mesopotamia, and the order spread, and we had our roots go back, though, to the eastern root of the hermits on Mount Carmel, and we used the rite of the Holy Sepulchre, too, which made us different from the other orders in Europe. So the life of the apostolate of Mount Carmel Center here is to help people appreciate the value of silence, teach them how to pray, how to maintain that relationship with the Lord. And so that's basically our apostolate here, but we also help in the Diocese of Dallas with its needs, its sacramental needs, going to different parishes to help with masses, confessions, giving retreats, giving conferences, spiritual direction. We're also confessors to the cloistered nuns, both in Arlington and in Dallas. But our main focus is a center of spirituality to help people come into a deeper relationship with the Lord through their own experience of silence and with the teachings of Carmelite doctrine, Teresa John, Therese, Edith Stein. It's a 1950s building. It was built as a minor seminary. It wasn't really built as a spirituality center or a retreat center. And so we're trying to convert the building into a much more pleasant place for retreats. We do give conferences in English and we do give conferences in Spanish. And so our focus right now is upgrading the building to something that is much more comfortable, moving from the 1950s perspective to something that is much more modern and pleasing to people so that they can come in and enjoy the quiet and the peace.
Long-term plans is to make this the best retreat center we can in the Dallas area, and it's close into the city. The plans are to go ahead and complete the entire structure behind me by putting in new windows, new air conditioning, and upgrading all the individual rooms and dormitories and restroom facilities of the site. And we're about 25% through that program to date. What we're also planning on doing is doing some outside grounds work, including improving possible swimming facility for the site, and with 42 acres we were able to build even more buildings and grounds opportunities as funds became available for us.
Of concern to us is always to make sure that Mount Carmel Center has the resources and the support that it needs to maintain its presence here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and to spread the word of Christ to all in this area. And also important to us is to make sure that we can look to the future and we can take on those large capital projects that can significantly improve the experience of the retreatants on our campus. We'd like to see improved dormitories. We'd love to see improved grounds. We'd love to see more space for prayer, for retreats, for learning.
The resources here has been really good, really good. My wife's been out here for a retreat and what it's done for my family, and really understanding why. And one of the main reasons I started coming out here, I was truly humbled to start this whole thing in motion. And it started with my daughter, and now to understand why she is where she's at, and how I can start to prepare her spiritually. And that's what Mount Carmel has given me. It's resources, a place to, it's a comfort zone. I come through those gates and it's a comfort zone. It's like I'm cut off from the rest of the world.
There's so much knowledge that you get from these retreats. I mean, when there's talks that are given, and the talks that are given, the reflections on them are things that I have never heard anywhere else, whether around any other city or from any other speaker or any other place. And that's it. It really makes you think. It really makes you contemplate your life and what you're doing and how to become a better Christian and how to live out that Christianity to your peers, to people that you meet on the street every day. It's a time to escape from the world and then go back into the world and give them a new, refreshed sense of self.
We invite you to support the work of Mount Carmel Center. Through its vision, mission, and values, Mount Carmel is more than a retreat facility, more than a learning center, more than a peaceful spiritual getaway. Mount Carmel Center is truly a light in the midst of darkness.